So, welcome to the Artist Talk series, where we dive into the minds of artists across the globe. I'm Mike, and I run the Spray Days YouTube channel, where you can find all sorts of graffiti and street art content, including video edits, competitions, and artist interviews, which leads me to this video and our first guest. This artist features heavily on the channel and actually designed the artwork and the logo for Spray Days. He's an extremely talented graffiti artist, graphic designer and tattoo artist, and also a good friend of mine. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce all the way from Georgetown in Penang, Trexus. How's it going, mate?
Hey, what's up? It's fucking hot in here, like very hot.
You're cooking up over there. So what's the current situation over in Malaysia right now with all this coronavirus pandemic going on?
So a couple of days they released a new date of the lockdown ending, I don't know. So we're gonna be stuck here for 3 more weeks. But our worries is that Singapore a week ago shut down the borders for 2 months. So this is kind of like we're kind of afraid to get stuck here for 2 more months, but like it's gonna be 2 weeks at least. We know of something else.
Yeah,
So it's kind of okay. The laws are getting stricter and stricter because people don't give a fuck about what to do and what to listen. So just like doing regular stuff. So the law now is like if you get caught doing like some stupid shit or whatever, you get half a year jail time.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm not
crazy.
leaving my studio, and I'm not like at the beginning of Corona, we even like went out to bomb because it's like really good to bomb that no one is around. But like right now, I'm not gonna risk it for a half year jail just for that.
Yeah, definitely. I think all graffiti writers are in the same situation. It's a bit tempting, but you kind of a sitting duck out there at the moment, and everyone's trying to do their part and not spread this virus and just get through it and get back to normal, I guess.
Yeah, it's not risking for a biscuit anymore. It's like risking for a fucking half a year jail. So I'm like, I'm cool with sketching at home. It's cool.
For sure, man. That's what I was going to ask. What are you doing to keep busy and stay sort of connected with the graffiti and arts community while everyone's stuck inside?
Well, like I don't know. I've always been a pretty active person, and I always need to do something. But one thing that really helped me through this pandemic is like, sure, it's really good to use the extra time you got, but you don't have to. You don't like everybody's posting on Instagram and social media. It's like our last contact with outside world, and everybody wants to be the best version of themselves on Instagram.
Sure.
So they're like,
Sure.
oh, I'm reading so many books. I meditate a lot. Like I've been a different person, and everybody's been on this cringe type of thing where like I have to be like this quarantine thing. I have to be the best version of myself. And then people just get depressed because they wake up at daytime and don't do anything like special or magical, and everybody's bragging on Instagram that they're doing magical shit.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a really good to understand that I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I'm okay as it is.
For sure.
So I've just been meditating, sketching, and like I've been doing what I have not been doing for a couple years. So it's like just sleeping in,
Definitely.
It's been like a couple days where I just didn't woke up from my bed. So that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I think all creative and artists, especially graffiti artists, are taking the time to sort of hone in the craft, which is good. And
yeah.
I saw you did like.
It's also like it's two choices right now. It's like either use this time to rest because you're never gonna get so much free time ever, but it also like finish your own project because you have a time that you'll never get again.
Oh,
so it's
definitely.
like it's like black and white. One day I wake up and I'm like worried I'm not doing anything, and another day I'm like, yes, I don't need to do anything. I can just like
Totally, man. Totally. I saw that you did contribute to the sort of things that are going on at the moment with the colouring book. What was that all about, and how did that come around?
Like I opened an exhibition here, and then I was opening there. I used to do a lot of like test drives. So before painting a canvas, I used to digitally paint in like on my iPad.
Yeah.
So it just had like a bunch of illustrations which were like black and white, I drew some new, and I just connected it, and I just released it as a coloring book because it's really sad. My exhibition was named Between the Lines, so
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
made a book called Color Between the Lines, and like because Malaysian folks they were really excited about the exhibition and everything, and it got closed down in the midst of it. So I'm like, I still have to continue doing something. So I just did a coloring book to
For
keep
sure.
myself busy and to keep everyone busy, you know?
Definitely, definitely. I think it's awesome. I mean, you saw I colored them myself, but I mean, I think people are enjoying that. And have you seen a good response? People sort of getting back to you with their colorings and other artists.
Yeah, actually, like the first day I thought about doing a coloring book. And I'm like, should I do it? Should I not? Should I not? I just saw what Boogie from SML is doing. He's fucking like he did a really good project, and because he knows a lot of graffiti writers, he connected everyone and just did like a whole project, which is called Everybody Boogie Now. If you
Exactly,
haven't checked it
exactly.
out, you have to. But it's like it's perfect, you know. My book is just like a release book after my exhibition. His book is literally about graffiti artists just coming together and saying like, let's make a book together.
Totally,
So
totally.
that was the guy who pushed me to do it like more. I even wrote him a message, like, can I get involved in this project? And he's like, yeah, sure, send me some illustration. And right after I sent it, I'm like, yeah, he's doing good, but I need to do something myself as well more.
Definitely, definitely.
So the community it's just pushing each other to the next level, and that's kind of fine.
Oh, for sure. And down below in the description, I'll put links to both Trexus's colouring book and to Boogie SML's page, where you can download loads of colouring pages from like One Up, Fanakapan, loads of nutters. So basically, we'll get straight into it. So the artist series is all about artists' backgrounds, life stories, and how it's sort of played throughout their life. So if you could sort of tell us where you're from and a bit about that place.
Where I'm from now, or where I'm from originally?
Originally, where you were born.
Yeah, I was born in Lithuania in a neighbor in like the main town, the main like city of Lithuania. But I was born in kind of remote neighborhood. It was mostly Russian and Polish people there who were families were stuck after the Soviet Union collapsed. So it was like kind of a rough neighborhood. Every time you put on a like snapback or like bigger t-shirt, you're gonna have your ass beat up. So it was kind of like if you're a graffiti writer and you're in a hip hop culture, you're really a rebel. So that's what made me start graffiti because I really wanted to stand out and shit. Like, when you're
Cool,
13,
cool.
14 years old, you want to do something which is like, makes you bigger.
Oh man, definitely,
So
definitely. That was my next
so
question.
that's
Like,
why I started kind of like I was never into art. I was like always scribbling something on my notebooks on my like in school, but I was never into like arts. Like for example, like my grades from art teacher was like super low. I would miss like the lessons and shit. But then I found graffiti. It was like, oh, I don't have to listen to these rules, to these teachers and anything. I can just do whatever I want to do. So it was kind of a refreshing moment that, this is all on you. There's almost no rules to it. So yeah, I started painting, and I think you just asked where I'm from. Sorry, I'm just getting
oh
ahead
no,
of
don't
myself.
worry, don't worry. That's cool, that's cool. I was going that way anyway, man. I was gonna next thing was gonna be sort of, was there a graffiti scene? How did you get into that? What age did you sort of start painting?
Yeah, I think I started at like 14. Uh, my first tag was really accidental, and I got some money from my mom's to do something, and I didn't do it, so I got some like extra money. So I don't know why the fuck I did that, but I just bought a spray can, and the first thing I wrote on a wall was Tupac. I didn't even like. I love Tupac, but I didn't even listen to that at that time. It was just like the Q and the pack sounded so awesome and cool, and I didn't know anything. So I just started writing like Tupac, hip hop. Hip hop is not dead. Rap is cool and stuff like that. And like I got some kind of rush inside, and I was painting all my life, like scribbles and shit. So that just connected, you know. I
Sure.
can do my scribbles, and I can also get this like feeling which I got by riding hip hop on a old rusty van.
Oh,
So yeah,
totally.
I just started like 14. My neighborhood was kind of fucked up, so every time there's like a fucked up place, the graffiti there is just like super awesome.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough that I surrounded myself with a really good graffiti artists at that time. Some of them were like really cruel, and because of my small height, they just accepted me as a kid.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
I was just protected from a day one, and that what kind of helped me. I don't know,
For sure. For
you
sure.
know,
That's something about
yeah,
the graffiti
just be humble, just be humble, and you're gonna be surrounded by humble people. That's what matters,
Definitely.
I think.
Definitely. Then, do you remember painting like your first proper piece that you writ Trexus?
uh yeah, I think that was like on a wooden cabin next to my house, and they rolled like filling with like roller paint on almost, it's like rusty wood. I don't know how to say it, but it's like it's super moldy and
Yeah.
everything. So I did like 4 layers of like roller paint, and then I like outlined with a can. It didn't go well, so I outlined with a brush. It was like super messy. But I remember when I was done, I took a picture like posing, you know, like this, like
Yeah.
gangster
Yeah.
poses and stuff. I still somewhere have this picture and I really want to dig it out. But like, I just remember when you go back home and you look at the picture, you're like, maybe this is not permanent on a wall. It will get like cleaned off or everything. But I can have my album of the stuff I did. And it's like, you know, it's going to survive
History.
somewhere. And
It's
I
history.
really found a place for that.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So, what did your sort of family think of that? You know, you said you tagged right round the corner from your house. Were they aware of what you were doing? Were they supporting of like your art?
My mom used to take away my spray cans. Every time I would go to school, I would pack my spray cans inside, and you know it has like a sound, ticka ticka. And my
Yeah.
mom always, if she hears that sound, she goes through my backpack, and she just collected all the paint and put it like in a cupboard and locked it. And she did it so much times, the cupboard got filled up with paint, and she's like, "Okay, I see that you won't stop it. So if you do this chore, I'm gonna give you 2 cans from the cabin back. If you do this, I will give you 3 cans." And I'm like, she kind of pushed me like it's okay to do it, but at least don't like write shit and stuff. And
Yeah,
until
for
this
sure.
day,
She
there's
understood
like
the
when I was
criminal
younger,
aspect of it.
yeah. So like I tagged a rock, I think, or something, and it's still like there's still a tag. And my mom's every day she's like, but why did you have to tag this rock? You know, like it's cool. You tagged like a bus, you tagged like that kind of thing. It's still there. My neighbor's house is tagged. Like it's super awesome. But like, why did you tag on a rock? So I was always like, my mom was trying to help me to go into the like better way, you know.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And the other thing was there any artists in your family? I know we spoke before about your granddad and how did that
Oh yeah,
influence you?
I had this like I grew up only with my mom. I had this urge to paint always, and I didn't know where it came from. And I was like, I think somewhere between like 14 or 16, my mom just came to me and she said like, yo, like this father you grew up with, it's not your father, it's your stepfather, and your brothers are actually your half brothers, and your real father is actually like an artist I met like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We had like an affair, and because he had a family, he just like, you know, dipped.
Wow.
So he's not around, but he's an artist, and you can Google him. And like for a lot of years, I was really mad on him. Like I don't know, think it's a really pussy move to just, you know, leave a woman with a kid.
For
So I
sure.
was angry on him, and I never looked what he did, and like I just knew he was an artist. But then I grew up older, and you know, you get with girls and everything, and you kind of understand how wrong it can go. So I just like started like, I don't know, looking for him. Unfortunately, he died before I met him, but I discovered that like his father was an oil painter. He was an oil painter. It was like a generation type of thing. So it got me to that point where like, okay, I'm a graffiti writer, but I always felt like canvas as an exhibition is kind of a thing I wanted to do. It's also like, as a graffiti writer, you always call yourself a sellout, and like, yo, no, we have to paint on trays, not on canvases. But like,
Yeah,
I think the
yeah.
game is about, it's about changing the game. So
Oh, totally, totally, totally. So that leads me to like when you left from Vilnius, where did you head next? I know you travel a lot to paint, and that's very important to you. So did you head? Was it London? Was it Paris?
yeah, I was like, I just took a short break from my town. Like I was there a lot, and like I did an exhibition, and after that exhibition, I got some couple of projects, and I was like, okay, I finished these projects. I take the money, I sell my studio, I sell all my paint, everything, and I just start traveling. So this is how I met you, actually. So I went to Manchester, I went to London, I went to Berlin, I went to Paris. I even managed to do a 3-day show in Berlin.
Yes, yeah.
It didn't go so well because like right before I opened the show, some, I don't know what happened to my head, but I just really wanted to get my steam out. So I went to tag on like on track sites. In Berlin, I got like kind of locked up in a police station on my opening night.
You ran into a sticky
So that was the
situation.
point where huh?
You ran into a sticky situation.
Yeah, and it was kind of stupid and like childish, and like it happens a lot. But right before an opening of an exhibition, I don't know, like, so it was like a wake up call for me, but I have to take it more seriously. So I just like continued travel, and I had to go back to my country to fix some shit, which is also police related stuff, which I don't want to brag about.
For sure.
But it's like, so I met Ernest. He's like more of an artist than a street artist or graffiti artist, but he's still from the same side. So I met Ernest Zaharavich. He's called Zach, I
Yeah,
think.
I'll put his
I don't know.
link in the description.
Yeah, so
Of Instagram.
he's kind of big in Malaysia. So he just said like, bro, you're traveling. I saw you travel. What are you gonna do when the weather is gonna get cold? Because then there where it's cold, it's kind of high. You know, you have to find a crib or something. And I was just traveling from couch to couch. So he's like, if you want, I need some help in Malaysia with my upcoming show to Paris. And there's a lot of friends here. You can just come and figure out what you want to do. Maybe like make a studio or something.
Definitely,
So
definitely. And that's what leads you
I
to
came
there
here.
where you are now, and I guess the exhibition
Yeah.
that you had.
Yeah, so it happened really naturally. I met a couple of people who were like, oh, we have this. If you want to go, you can do like an exhibition here. Like we can help you with canvases. Another guy is like, I can help you with this, and everything just connected so beautifully. Like I didn't got locked up this time. So yeah, the show was
Fingers crossed.
amazing. It's really sad that it got like because of this corona shit, it got like canceled halfway through.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. It sucks. It sucks. But I'm guessing all the work's still available. So we'll put the links to the gallery and any pieces so that you can check that out. And I mean, it's awesome work. That sort of leads me on to what I wanted to talk about next, was your sort of style, your line work, your black and white, your sort of insane line work. Is that influenced from your love of tattoos, or where does that come from?
Uh, I think there was like a period where my father died, and I was like really depressed. And as I said, I wanted to meet him, and like right before I was meeting, he died. So I was like, I was kind of depressed, and I didn't want any color in my life at that time. So I made like 20 black and white illustrations, and for some reason, they were so speaking to me that I just continued doing that.
Wow.
So like even now I still do like black and white version of it, and then see if it's gonna go any further. So
yeah, that's wicked, man. That's wicked. Also, you were over in London for a while. You got to paint with some legends like Tizer, Two Rise, this one. How was your experience over in London and with that graffiti team?
Yeah, I knew Turais like from a couple years ago. He came to Lithuania. We had some really good moments together. No homo. But so he just, when I came to London, he's like, yo, so where are you staying? You know, and like, maybe you wanna, if you want, you can stay at my place for like a week. And he had like a scrap paint closet. Every time he's go bombing, he comes back with scraps and just throws in that closet. He's like, I have this closet. We can go paint every day. Like in London, it's really easy to meet people and like to get connected.
Definitely.
So he's like, okay, let's paint every day. And because of him, I met everyone. I met this one. I met Stizer. I got a chance to shake the hands from all of the ghostwriters from London. So it's like in 1 week we made 6 walls and was nonstop painting and smoking joints. So it's like he got me into it very much. I remember I went to London and I was like, I really want to do some tattoos here. But then I saw what kind of graffiti scene is here. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna paint the whole time I'm here.
Definitely, that's sick. That's sick. And on to that, is there any sort of favorite artist that you have or haven't painted with that you'd like to like collaborate with in the future?
Yeah, like 2 of my favorite ones from energy wise and painting wise is like Nichos and Soffles.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I don't know why, but I feel so connected to their work. I really want to like, you know, share a wall together someday. Of course, I cannot forget like Saturno, Katoon, like a lot of people who took the character game to another level.
Definitely.
And like, no, just not painting b-boy characters doing this kind of type of thing, but just like bringing it up.
Totally.
And like their work looks really good
wall,
on
man.
a wall and on a canvas as well. What?
I said it's spilling their hearts on the wall. It's insane, man. It's insane work.
Yeah.
It's stepping it up that next level, which is also like when we did the project Recycle or Get Recycled over at the Junkyard, and you sort of had a strong message in your artwork. Is that, I mean, most graffiti artists just end off just writing their name. Is something you're evolving levels and taking it to another stage?
Yeah, it's like I cannot do something without a message. Sometimes the message is so stupid that it looks like it's without a message. I kind of like that, but I always try to say something with my works. You know, like I really hate when people, they have the skill to realistically, even photorealistically, repaint anything they can, and they choose just to repaint portraits of what is like famous right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Marilyn Monroe, like Game of Thrones characters and stuff like that. For me, it's like really, I don't know. I'm kind of angry when people have the skill and they use it for really simple reasons. You know, for God's sake, this is street art. We're taking up walls and we're trying to not be advertisements.
You're trying to bring originality. Like, it's all about originality.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So sometimes even the message is pretty stupid. I'm still trying to put some kind of message.
Totally. And as for walls that you have painted, I mean, like the Gums and Tongs wall, that was a big deal. Is that, would you say that's the biggest wall that you've done, or favorite wall that you've painted?
My biggest wall was like right before leaving Lithuania. One construction company called me and they're like, okay, we're gonna paint this and this. We need some flowers painted on the building. And I'm like, okay, you can pay me half, but I'm gonna paint what I want. So they let me do like I don't know, like brains with eyeballs, and like it's kind of cruel, but it was like the biggest wall I've done. But yeah, that wall which I did with Gums and Tongue, it was really random actually. I was planning to paint with one guy, and that guy invited another guy, and then we're like, oh, we had like a small wall. We asked the organizers to pick us a bigger wall. We picked like a huge wall. And then Captain Chris came, Dill came, and like everything just connected. So that was that was probably the funnest big wall I did ever.
Oh man, it looked like an awesome event. I was so gutted to miss it. I know we're jumping all over the place a bit, but I just wanted to get back to the tattooing. I mean, how did you start tattooing? When did you get your first tattoo? I mean, tell me a bit about that.
It's like I couldn't, like in the beginning, you called me a tattoo artist. I would call myself a tattoo enthusiast, you know, because like as a graffiti or a bombing, like thing. If you're not painting for like a couple of years, you cannot call yourself a graffiti writer. You know, you
Totally.
can call yourself like a beginner.
Yeah.
So with tattoos, you have to have like a lot of years of practice to call yourself that. So I still don't have it. So, but I was really interesting to put my artwork on every media I can. So when I found out about a lot of graffiti art are transitioning to the tattoo game, because it's like it's a good way to make money and to paint paintings which
Definitely,
will probably
definitely.
never get buffed,
And I
you
guess
know,
it's
to
another
travel
form.
around.
Your artwork travels. It's sort of like graffiti. It goes all around the world, and people spread the message of your artwork. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. So I just feel kind of connected it, and as I said earlier, because I have this connection to black and white illustrations, I'm like, okay, this is the thing I'm gonna do. So in this like incubation, quarantine, corona stuff period or whatever, like I started tattooing my own legs.
yeah,
So it's kind of a good skill to have, especially if you're locked up. So
totally.
I think I'm more of an enthusiast, but I will like a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, you know, I want a rose here, and I'm like, yeah, you can forget about it. Like if you want some of my designs, I can make it to you. It's like, but I'm not a tattoo artist who's gonna get you like your mom's name all over your arm or chest, or like, you know, put a
Yeah,
smiley face on your dick.
totally,
I'm not
man.
that guy.
Totally, totally. The other thing I said about in the intro as well is graphic designing, and I know a lot of artists are getting into that sort of thing. I mean, I've saw projects of you doing stage design, cassette tapes, music videos. Tell us a bit about like how you got into that. Did you know the artists, or were you approached? Did you approach them?
In Lithuania, I was really Lithuania is a small country, so I was really connected to the hip hop culture there, and it was just a thing where I really wanted to make a lot of covers of like, you know, I was really there's like one thing that really inspired me. There's like a Far Side album, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
made. The cover was made by OG Slick. So it blew my mind so away. I'm like, okay, so graffiti find its spot on like hip hop albums and covers and like whatever. So I
yeah.
have to do this as well. So I just went all around my friends, which were doing but that like that thing, and just keep asking them like, oh, okay, if you need some help, I just can help you. So there was one guy in Lithuania which I really respected, and he just said like, you know what? I think I really want to make a first animated music video in Lithuania. And I was just like, you know what? Let's fucking do it. So I
Here we
drew
go.
everything. It took me fucking 3 years to finish it. So like
Wow.
after I've done, every time somebody sees it or like some hip hop artists, they're like contact me like, oh, can you do this? And I always just like, you know, with them you just connect pretty fast. It's not like
Definitely, definitely.
IKEA or some big companies were like, ah, we want to show that we're multicultural, that we're really friendly. And it's like, you know, my paintings like they're kind of angrier and like, I don't know, gore. And then you meet with like hip hop artists, they're like, just okay, I have this cover. I really want to see myself
It
in like
totally fits your
animated
style.
style and want to see like what?
It totally fits your style. It's not like you're bending to fit a
Yeah, but it's just
corporation.
like, you know, I want to see myself as a bunny holding a big pile of cash. So and everything else is up to you. So you know, I can just have my fun.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally, totally. And as well, so that's saying that. What have you got planned for the future? Is there anything you're working on after the exhibition? Have you got any future travel plans? Anything to do with graffiti?
Yeah, like when I was traveling, every time I was trying to plan everything, the plan always failed. Every time I was just like, okay, I'm randomly going to this place. And every time I did something randomly, everything turned out super good. Like I came to Malaysia, I found one of the best places to do an exhibition, my opinion, because like the place is it's really beautiful. Like it's an old house. I would never find that kind of thing if I was like sitting on internet and digging.
Oh,
So I
totally,
think
man.
my
Totally.
plan is to learn how to plan and freestyle at the same time somehow. So right now, at this Corona pandemic stuff, I'm just spending day by day trying to meditate, trying to work on my mind and body,
Yeah.
trying to sketch, trying to do something, but I'm not planning anything. Because
No.
every time I try to plan, I actually planned these 3 months after the exhibition pretty precisely, and then Corona happened, so all my
Yeah.
plans
They're
kind
all
of
cancelled.
yeah, they all got canceled. So I was like, okay, I'm not planning anymore for at least like a couple months.
Totally.
So my plans for the future is like, I think after my visa runs out here, I'm just gonna travel back to Europe and visit all the places I have been visited, like in the beginning of my year. So you're part of the list. So it's just like
Definitely.
it's gonna be
Definitely.
fun. I met a lot of awesome people. So
Oh
just to
man,
visit all of them, I think an opportunity is gonna show up sooner or later to do some amazing
definitely.
stuff.
Oh, 100%, man. There'll be so many projects to do. Soon as this sort of ban lifts and everyone's allowed to get back to usual, everyone will be so eager to paint and express themselves. So I can't wait, to be honest.
Strange times are coming, and if strange times come strange things or whatever. But I think it's gonna be fun and scary at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, I mean, I think that's good for a start to give people an idea of what this series is all about. And I mean, we're going to get back in touch and do this in person. I'm hoping to get to people's studios and to different locations, so that
No, I like
obviously,
this idea. Like,
yeah,
just don't feel too obligated to do something awesome. Just do your stuff.
yeah, totally. That's it. It's just an honest opinion. I mean, I've made so many good friends and connections through graffiti and street art, and I've never met somebody that I have a bad impression of. So it only seems right to sort of get rid of this stigma that's involved with graffiti and let people know that the amount of preparation and skill that goes into this art form is rival to any other. So it should be appreciated and not sort of scoffed at.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough, mate, for giving me the time and
No,
doing.
it's kind of cool to like reach other parts of the world because my time zone is so different from my hometown. Like my friends always answer my messages and call me back when I'm already sleeping. So it's kind of fun to like call someone
Definitely,
and talk with
definitely a
someone.
bit of normality in this craziness.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, mate. Well, I hope you stay safe, and I hope things turn around and we get back to normal sooner than later.
Yeah, we're gonna meet soon, bro. Don't worry.
Definitely, definitely. But thanks very much for that, mate. And to everyone else, I'm hoping to do a load more of these series. So just keep your eyes out for the latest posts, subscribe and support. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.